How many cards do you have?
Actually, for real, I've collected. Right now. Actually, only really 6.
I have 200.
You've gotten
4.
200? I got the MailChimp card, though. That's a powerful card.
Yeah?
So, I don't know.
What are you going to do with that power?
I'm gonna go all the way with it. I think. Well, I mean, it depends. It depends on how the rest of the week runs out, but it's a really big card to get really.
Which
really
party will you use that card to get into?
Well, okay. Here's the thing: is like I only have one MailChimp card, so, and there are plenty of parties that I won't be able to get into otherwise. And obviously, the first one that I'm thinking of is the MailChimp party itself. Like I have an RSVP, so there's no real rhyme or reason why I should go. But if I have that card, I could get in. But I really want to see that J Mascis Queens of the Stone Age thing. So if I can't get in with my lanyard for whatever reason, I'll probably use it then. Otherwise, I don't know. I'd use it to just get into any old party.
What about the Gozinga Square party?
No. Fuck Gozinga. I'm not interested in anything that they're doing. Where the new generation is at 5 Square, this new really small company that they opened up just now. It's like 4 Square, but it's way better. It's a lot better. It's at least 1 time it's better.
Does it have a game layer?
Yeah, the thing is, the way that 5 Square works is it's through your PS3. And PlayStation is always doing this sort of thing. They're like always a little bit ahead of the curve and a little bit behind the thing. But I think they finally nailed it on the head. And I was at the PlayStation Lounge earlier today. Really good whiskey. And they are doing a lot of 5 Square stuff, and really it's all integrated into the game. Every game you play is all 5 Square. It doesn't matter. Call of Duty, Mortal Kombat, every game. It's all 5 Square. You can be playing it anywhere.
But can I use it to get like discounts and stuff at Starbucks and barbershops?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Definitely. There's no doubt in my mind. I mean, I know for a fact that you can get discounts because they have a whole thing that they're doing with Groupon for the first quarter of their sales thing or whatever. And so basically 5 Square and Groupon are coming together and they're doing a Foupon where it's like 5 Square plus Groupon, Foupon. It obviously makes sense. And so they're getting together and they're doing a thing where they're like, everybody who buys a PS3 and an iPhone and has it hooked up with 5 Square will get Foupon. And Foupon is Groupon times 5 with 5 Square and PlayStation. And they have the whole thing set up so that you start playing the game, and in the game, okay, so say you're playing like Grand Theft Auto or something like that, you're driving around in the game, and you get to a pizza place that's in Brooklyn or God knows where, and you can actually get deals, IRL, in real life, IRL, for the pizza place, in the video game, with Foupon, through PlayStation 3 plus Groupon plus 5 Square. It's absolutely incredible. So what I'm telling you is that you can order a pizza in a video game and you can get a deal on the pizza through the video game, and then I don't know where the future is headed, but I'm truly excited about it. Yeah.
Is there an AR layer possibly?
Yeah, of course, and they've taken everything into consideration with this. I think that they've gone about it in a really creative way, and so that like their whole augmented reality thing is that like basically, okay, so if you're just like somebody living in Texas or whatever, you're not necessarily gonna want to ride around all of like Austin streets. Or maybe you will, but maybe only during South by Southwest, because that's the only time anybody is here. I've read about it in the newspaper and on the internet. I found out that the only other people who live in Austin when South by Southwest isn't going on are these really interesting, like, transient, like, sort of leftover Aztec type people. Like, they're not American, they're not Central American, like, nobody quite knows where they're from or who they are, but those are the people who actually live here, like the rest of the year. And not a lot of people know about them. And I really admire PlayStation for this, because they decided that they were going to do a whole thing incorporating their augmented reality initiative, where they were going to do a whole like anthropological, like green, design for good, guru kind of thing, where they're like meeting with young Aztec Central Americans.
Wow.
And they're just blowing my mind. Like, I don't even know, I can't even believe the technology exists for them. And so they're getting together with Grand Theft Auto. So we have, it's like Rockstar Games, 5 Square, Fupon, PlayStation 5.
Well, what's the? I mean, my question here is just, what is the market like for Aztec, the Aztec market? I mean, is there a possibility that they'll be checking in more this year? And what is the tech part of their name? What kind of tech are we referring to?
Yeah, this is like a big thing during a panel earlier today, and I think that we figured what we figured out is Aztec is hot right now because they're really into gold and tech stuff, like really into tech, and they have a lot of gold, and so they are putting all of their gold into tech. And it's getting really big. Basically, what's happening is a lot of Aztec...
You're talking about virtual gold or real gold?
Real gold, Farmville gold, Facebook gold. It's all real gold. It's all gold. And so they're coming together, and it's like there was only a few Aztec people left, and it's like the craziest story. I was at this panel earlier today. It was at 1 o'clock. It was at the Hyatt. I almost didn't make there because there was a happy hour at the convention center, and it was just like, so much, you know, so much. And so I almost didn't make it there, and the next thing I know, I got one of those, there's a river, I don't know, people who aren't in Austin, I'm not sure what it's called. There's a big river, and a lot of people are riding swan boats in the river, and I was lucky enough to grab a swan boat and get to the Hyatt just in time for the last bit of this one panel, and they were the last Aztec, and he apparently was really into Foursquare, and he checked into a Mayan temple. And the way that it worked out for him was that he became the mayor of this Mayan temple, and he thought to himself, I need to bring social networking to the rest of my people, but the rest of my people are no more. You know? So I'm going to bring this, I'm going to go even further with this. And so he met with a few people. He went to Silicon Valley. He was in Mountain View. He talked to Zuckerberg. He talked to everybody. Jobs had him on the line. Everybody was talking to this Aztec guy. He was the last of his people, and he had all this gold. He had all this crazy stuff. He had all these ideas. And he thought to himself, how can we bring what we've got going on in Central America to the people in North America? And Steve Jobs looked at him and he said, iPad 2. And this is the thing, man. This is the thing. And I don't know if you've noticed this, and this is where my South by Southwest experience ends. I've only been here for a few hours. I realized this is what it's all about, is pop-up stores. Apple pop-up stores. Everybody, at the beginning of the day today, everybody had the iPad 1. And at the end of the day, everybody had the iPad 2. I have my whole trailer is filled with iPad 2s. The whole thing is all about upgrading, and the Aztec people know that better than anyone else because there's only one of them left, and all he wants to do is upgrade. And so he's talking to all these people that are really big in augmented reality. He's talking to all these crazy design people, all these web people, social media people, and like basically what I'm saying is 2012 is going to be the year of like the Mayans and the Aztecs. They have it all figured out. They're gonna figure it out. I think so. That's what I've only been here for a little while, a couple of hours. But
that's really exciting. I mean, it's really nice when a conference like this, you know, can do some social good.
Yeah, finally, you know. Well, that's the thing, is that's what South by Southwest is all about, and why it's better than, like, Bonnaroo and fucking Woodstock, even. You know, it's not about selling things. It's about opening people's minds, you know. Like, I love that people come down here. You know, Cliff Bar doesn't have to just give me a bunch of Cliff Bars, you know. I buy a Cliff Bar every day. Like, that's what I have every day, is a Cliff Bar. And it's like, they know that they come down here and they bring their Cliff Bars because they know that people love Cliff Bar, and Cliff Bar is going to help everything, you know, like...
Yeah, but I'm sorry, you're saying that companies are not involved? I mean, how do you explain this HP Beats laptop computer and TouchSense TouchSmart HP printer that was just in my trailer?
Well, no, it's because, okay, Dr. Dre designed the HP Beats computer, and Dr. Dre is from a decidedly poor community from the west coast of California. And I think it was in the 90s, it might have been in the 70s, but there was a big riot in Western California, United States, where a lot of African Americans were beating each other up and beating police people up, and Dr. Dre was very poor, and he finally figured everything out, and he decided that he was going to put all of his energy into being creative for good. And that's why we have things like this, because artists make them. You know? It's not about anything but art, and that's why we're here. That's what South by Southwest is.
Thank you.
You're welcome.